guys, welcome back to another episode of AppTalk. This is your host Hadia, and I bet you this episode is a special one. Now, today we have Jazmina. She built an application developed by AppVerticals called Allayya. Allayya is an application built by a woman for a woman. It's all about therapy, it's all about journaling, and all that stuff. I am so excited for you guys to learn a bit more about it in the podcast. However, today we're also joined by Hamza, who helped us build the application Alaya. He has personally worked on the application and is from the team that built the application Alaya. So today we have two great minds, Jasmina and Hamza, who did the collaboration along with the team and built this beautiful application that I can't wait for you guys to learn more about. Let's hop on to the podcast and understand their reasons and whys behind it. Let's go. Hi, Jasmina and Hamza. Welcome to the podcast. How are you guys?
Hi, great. Thank you so much for having me.
Hi guys.
Perfect. Oh, I love when we have clients on the podcast and we get to have a quick discussion, a quick chit chat with them. We love that.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be fun. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to this conversation.
Perfect,
Mhm.
perfect. So, Jasmina, you know the deal. I want to know everything about who Jasmina is. Give us the details. Tell us who Jasmina is. How did the idea came? How did Alaya came into being? So start with that.
Yes, well, my name is Jazmina Urriola, and I am the founder of a wellness startup based in Texas called Allayya. And we are trying to help women to stress less, cope better, and navigate their days with more ease. We provide access to therapist backed tools for stress management and mental wellness, and it's all easily available through the Allayya app.
Ah, that's perfect. I wanna add here that Hamza is the product manager of the application. He was literally on the project. He helped us build Alaya. Hamza, what's your take on the application? What was your through your eyes? What is Alaya for you?
Yeah, I think for me, just what really stuck was that Jasmina leading Alaya and then making an application, a wellness application for women and by women. Like Jasmina literally leading, being the spearhead, that really helped shape the direction of the product as well. So, yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love when women make stuff for women only. I love that.
Yeah, I think it's very necessary. Women, we are always on the go, dealing with all the things, and sometimes we don't find the time for ourselves and to ground ourselves. So this is very necessary, and I'm very happy to share more
100%.
about it with you today.
Oh, perfect. I actually wanted to share more about it. Let's start with what actually motivated you, to start this application. You told me that, it was the women power. You wanted to build something for the women. But what was the market gap that you actually, faced that made you, say, you know what, I'm going to jump into this and I'm going to do it myself. I don't want anyone else to do it. What was that point?
Yeah, well, actually, my journey with Alaya and as an entrepreneur really grew out from my journey as a woman trying to do it all and constantly feeling like I was failing at it and falling behind. And just a little story time around 2017, I would say things felt like a lot. In just a few years, I lost my mom to leukemia. I got married. I left my job in Panama, where I am from. I moved to the US. I became a mom, and I even had to pause my career for some time while I was waiting for my work permit in the US. And all these life changes had their own emotional and mental challenges, adjusting to a new life, a new culture, a new country, my new roles as wife, as mother. And for too
Yeah.
long, I carried a lot: overwhelm, stress, anxiety, the grief. I was grieving my mother, also the guilt because my dad, who is older than is 80 years old, he's stayed in Panama, so I feel that guilt. And I tried to handle all those emotions like the only way I had been taught, which was pushing through and staying strong. But eventually I realized that I needed professional help. So therapy was a game changer. But something that I realized is that a great part of the progress and work that you make in therapy actually happens between sessions when your therapist is not there for you to answer your questions.
Yeah.
So to support my
Yeah.
work, my therapist back then recommended me to explore mental wellness apps, and but none of the apps, the mainstream apps, really resonated with me and my needs as as a woman. So I did what any reasonable person would do, to start my own,
Yeah.
and
I
here we are.
yeah, I love how you were like, I did what any reasonable person would do. Start their own. I love that.
Obviously, right?
Great. Obviously, right?
So during the course of building this project, we had a lot of discussions to and fro, right? But today, what I want to really talk about and what I want our viewers to know is you. So can you please tell us about who you are? I know you mentioned you originally are from Panama, but I also happen to know that you have a PhD. Can you tell us what's
Oh
that
gosh.
like? We would love to know that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The PhD. Sometimes I even forget about about
That's an
that,
achievement.
uh, about
It's a
degree,
hard
and
thing
some
to
of my
forget
friends.
about. Yeah, it's a
No,
hard thing to
really.
forget about, Jazmina.
Yeah, because well, yes, I am from Panama. Uh, Born and raised in Panama, and I only moved to the United States around uh, 2009, I would say, for grad school. I went to Texas A&M University in College Station, Texas, to
Awesome.
pursue my PhD degree in biotechnology. I've always loved all things biology since I was a little girl, and after completing my PhD, I went back to Panama. I worked there for a few years for the government, and and during that time, I had this kind of long distance relationship with someone I had met, and after a couple of years, we decided to get married. But he was here in the United States, so I
Yeah.
moved back to the US, and that's how I have ended up here. Um, and even though I'm right now not doing exactly biotechnology, I've always been so curious about anything that has to do with life sciences, how um, living beings work, and specifically with psychology, for example, how the brain works. And so this project, Allayya, really satisfies that or fulfill that part of me, that curiosity on psychology, on the how the brain works. So I'm very happy to actually be working on this company.
That's amazing. You don't get to hear a lot of women being in STEM particularly, and then being someone like a leader in biotechnology, having a PhD in biotechnology. If you had like, I'm just thinking, if you had like one bit of advice that you would want to give to any little girls out there, any little boys out there, any child out there, what would you give them if they want to pursue a higher degree in STEM?
Oof, so many
A hard
things come to
question.
my mind, but I would say hmm, I would say that the main thing is, even if you think that you would be a minority in whatever it is, the space that you would like to explore, don't let that hold you back.
Mm.
You just go there, try, do your best, and you'll, if you do your best effort, you will stand out,
Yeah,
no matter what.
no matter what. Yeah, I love that. I love that advice, Jasmina.
Yeah, and no, thank you. And it that question has really made me think of my days and when I was doing my PhD, because in a lot of classes I was the only woman, the only person from Panama, and sometimes Panama as a country is making so much effort to in science and technology, but still we are a little behind in comparison with other countries such as United States. So
Mhm.
when I was
Mhm.
in class with all these people from US or other countries, I always felt kind of behind. Like I didn't know so many things that the rest of my classmates knew, and that started to take a toll on my confidence. But then I just had to reframe that and tried my best, and at the end I was able to graduate like any
Any
like
other
all of my
student?
other classmates. And so
Uh,
yeah.
Beautiful.
yeah, and look at you where you are. You're an owner of an application. I mean, you deserve a crown.
Oh,
You did
no,
it.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, for
Also,
sure.
Jasmina, tell us about Panama. If tell us for someone who doesn't know anything about Panama, what are like two things that everyone in the world should know about Panama?
Panama is a country full of beautiful people, and I'm not saying the physically beautiful, well, that maybe also, but just they have a beautiful heart. They're happy people, welcoming people. So that's the first thing I would say about my country. And a lot of people know about Panama for the Panama Canal, but we are much more than that. We have just so many interesting museums. We have beautiful beaches and so much to explore, history. So if you haven't been, I really extend you the
You know,
invitation to visit.
yeah, I
Great.
actually am looking for a country to visit. I think Panama is, I might go there. My next trip.
Oh, please, please. And I would be more than happy to share with you all of my recommendations.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'll hit you up. I'll be like, Jasmina, okay, I've
Please.
planned the trip. Tell me how, you're gonna tell me everything about it.
Oh, yeah. I love that. I'll plan the itinerary for you.
Oh yeah,
Mm,
thank
mm.
you so much. So, Jasmina, tell me about. Let's go back towards the application. So, I want to know more about your journey as an application owner. What was the challenges that you faced? What were the, pain points or the hiccups that you had to face? Where I'm pretty sure that you would have faced some of the challenges where you would be like, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to do it. So, what was that point? I want to know about that.
How much time do we have for this answer? Because the
All the time
challenges,
you need. All the time
we
you
could
need.
stay we could stay here for hours talking about, not
I
talking, just
don't
me
mind.
venting. um
I don't mind. You can vent as much as you can. We're gonna be your therapist for today. You can do whatever you want to.
you know, one I think that the biggest challenge at the beginning in those early days, um
Yeah,
was the learning curve. I have no business background, and
Mm.
I was not coming from tech. So I
yeah,
had, like many other entrepreneurs, to teach myself everything from how to build a website, how
Yes.
to what are the basics of app development, how to create a social media strategy, how to record a TikTok. Even that, I didn't even have an
yeah,
Instagram. So you have to learn all
yeah,
these things from scratch by yourself at the beginning, because you have no money to hire anyone. And that was challenging. There were so many moments where I now realize that I didn't even know what I didn't know, which is hard. You're just like in the dark doing
Yeah,
things. And it's like that saying, like, you're building an airplane midair. It's just that while you're building it, you're also taking a crash course on how to build it. So
yeah.
you have no idea what you're doing. That's how I felt. I have
You
no idea
literally,
what I'm doing.
yeah. You're literally on YouTube trying to figure out how to plug an
Right.
iPod or how to do
Right.
this, you're literally doing everything on YouTube. That's me when, whenever we're starting, just like you said, like whenever we're starting, you don't know anything about, you have to experience it, you have to learn it from the basics. So that's something, very challenging. I can understand that.
Yeah, it's challenging and it can be very lonely. And so that's
Yeah.
why something I wish I knew earlier was the importance of finding your people. You don't have to do it alone. Just find
Mhm.
building community is so important. And I wish I would have done that differently. Because, yeah, maybe you still have to learn things, but the it would be a bit easier if you had
Have more
someone
people.
to lean on and to
Yeah.
turn to for advice, or even just to vent and share
Yeah.
how you feel about the journey. Because my husband can can listen to me, just not he's amazing and supportive, but I don't want to bore him with all
Yeah.
the details, right? So it's important to build community.
I can understand that. I think I can relate to that way more because I might be wrong, but that's something that I've noticed, that as a girl and as strong, independent women that we are, we tend to, we don't ask for help, which is something that I've noticed in a lot of girls out there, that we're like, okay, we'll figure it out on our own. We don't want anyone's help to do it. Maybe that is a factor. That's why we need to unlearn that, and we have to, start building our own community, and have, like you said, get our own people and the community that we build, and then share. So we have to unlearn that and then proceed forward.
Yeah, yes, yes, I agree. I think that many of us, um, from growing up, we learned that we have to try to be independent
Yeah.
and do things ourselves. But that can be good, but also that can uh, be very unhelpful, because we end up just doing it everything and being inefficient and burning ourselves out instead of asking for help. It's not bad,
Yeah.
and in some cases we don't want also to feel like a burden for others. I think that's in my case, that's my problem. I don't want to feel like a burden, like I'm
Yeah.
bothering people. But I am trying to unlearn that and feel more at ease asking for help when I really need it.
Yeah, I think your application is built to help us out for that. Anyone who's watching and is facing the same issue, you can go ahead on App Store and download Alaya.
Yes, well, the Alaya as a company, and the app itself is here to remind women, especially, or anyone who can resonate with what we're doing, that we are not alone. I think that that phrase, "you're not alone," it's becoming almost sort of a cliche, but actually I think it's very powerful, knowing that you are not the only one going through whatever you are facing. Is so powerful. And Alaya is here to remind women that they're not alone, and also, but not only that, but to provide them with practical tools and insights to deal with whatever life is throwing their way, and so they can feel better. And we do that by partnering up with therapists who use these tools in their practices with their clients, but they are available through the app. fraction of the cost of therapy. And also, if, for less than that, your matcha latte. So I think it's a very powerful um,
Yeah.
platform and what we are doing. And I hope if we are able to help one person, I think we made it.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah. I want to know, how did you find App Verticals? How did you find us?
Oh, I cannot tell you how many hours I spent doing research, just looking at at the websites and the reviews of so many agencies, and even downloaded and trying the apps that they said on their websites that they have developed. And I also met with several agencies before making a decision, since I had already worked with another smaller agency on a very basic version of the Allayya app. I had a clearer sense of what to look for this time. And what honestly stood out about AppVerticals was how um, experienced you came across in those first meetings. I felt like you really understood my vision and were ready to take that vision to the next level, not just to execute my
Mhm.
idea as I was sharing it, but actually to take it to elevate it. And I think that that was very important. And the proposal was so thorough. I'm someone who really values attention to detail, so that gave me the confidence in choosing you.
Oh, that's great. I actually want to know, Hamza, from your end, what were the technical issues, or what was the technical take on the application? What was, how did we handle all of that?
Yeah, so one of the things that we really put like a lot of time into was making sure that the app looked great. And a big part of it goes, and the credit goes definitely to Jasmina as well for guiding us in that direction, making sure that we're creating an application that women would prefer logging
Yeah.
into, right? So that is definitely something that we put a lot of effort into. And then furthermore, making sure that throughout the entire app journey, the user experience is seamless. That's what we're currently striving for. That's what we're actively always trying to improve, making sure that it's something that actually delivers what it promises. So that's definitely something that we're actively working on.
No, I love it. I actually love the fact that here at App Verticals, this is something that I always talk on my podcast as well, that we don't actually think that it's like a project. Like, for example, Alaya is a project for us. It's actually like our baby. This is something that I say on every single podcast, that it's our baby as well, because, our teams are working on it day and night. We're, spending hours trying to develop it. Yeah, it's your idea, and we're collaborating with you, but also, we're taking your energy, your mind, whatever, your vision is, and like, making sure that it's a success story. So this is something that I love about our teams as well, that my company and my teams are always, making sure that it's not just a project, but also something, that's successful. How can we make it better? We're always, working on the fact, how can we make better, what feature can we add, what's the market trends these days, all of that. So that's something that I really like, about the teams.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's something I talked about with you. Um, that it feels when I work with a team that sometimes it feels that it's not an agency I am hiring. I feel like we are all we're all belong to the same team, and that feels amazing. It makes the journey less lonely. It gives me more confidence. I really feel like I really feel supported and like someone has my back. I have in these years I have worked with several agencies for different type of work, from
Mhm.
copywriting to social media, even another the smaller agency I mentioned before. And it's not always that you feel like that. So I'm very happy with the work and the teamwork, the team that we do together.
Oh, that's great. Hamza, you can go back and, let the team know that Jasmina is happy. She
Yeah,
just said it on the podcast. She's happy with the work.
and I'm sure they'll be tuning in for this one at least, definitely.
The team is
We're actually going to
amazing.
send it to
I wish I, yeah, sometimes it feels like a hug, the emails and the support and the
Aw, that's
meetings,
nice.
like
Yeah.
everything is going to be all right.
Hmm.
Yeah, we know we're having an issue, but listen, everything's going to be all right. It's fine. It's okay. We got you, girl. It's always like that.
Hmm. So, Jasmina, what's if I had to ask you like a question on what's like the biggest trend in technology right now, or what do you think is just going to change the game in terms of technology and like apps in general? Could be anything, could be AI, could be blockchain. What do you have in mind?
Well, of course, AI, any tools, you know, the most obvious is tools like ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
I like that is so basic, right? Like I maybe we shouldn't even be talking about this, but at the same time, I ask all the time. I'm asking my friends or my friends, do you use ChatGPT? And I'm always, and this is not to judge anyone, but I'm always
Yeah.
surprised like how much people are not taking advantage of something so basic and accessible like ChatGPT. You can use it for free or you can subscribe, but it's there and it can be so helpful for anything. If you're a mom, it can give you ideas to plan your kids launches, which is a
Oh,
headache
yeah.
for many of us. Like I am not good at that. So it can give you ideas, or in my case, I use it a lot to brainstorm copy for social media or
Mhm.
any type
Mhm.
of copy for emails or anything, because English is not my first language. So it's like an assistant. It's like that helpful coworker that is always happy to give you ideas. It's great. I think that we really have to, the everyday person have to start taking advantage of such a accessible technology. And my husband uses a lot. He for coding, and I think there are so many ways you can take advantage of that. And something I also have used in this journey is no code platforms.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Um, like this is something that I think is amazing because it has helped democratize something like building a website. Anyone can, with this no code platforms, can today build a website without hiring anyone. And it may not be the most advanced and prettiest website, but if you are starting with a small business, you can have a website, right? And
Mhm.
as long as you have the patience to build it. But I think that is so powerful. It gives powerful to the everyday person who does not know how to code. And that is how I built most of my website. um, and also there was a time where I didn't know better, and I started exploring no code alternatives for building apps, because I was that delusional. I think that I could build my own apps with those no code platforms for building apps, and I guess you
Yeah.
can do it. It was just not my thing. But even that, if those no code app builders at one point get to the point um, where the website builders are, it would
Mhm.
be fantastic for so many entrepreneurs. So
Yeah.
I think, yeah, those are the things that come to my mind right now when it comes to technology.
Brilliant, brilliant. And with coming back to Alaya and thinking about Alaya's future, what does the future of Alaya hold? Is there any specific like technology or thing that we want to integrate? Maybe like a little sneak peek for our listeners or do you want to keep it under wraps for now?
Oh, I want to know. The curiosity.
I have so many ideas. I think that what we have to continue is speaking with or talking, communicating with our users and our audience, because as excited as I may be sometimes and dreaming about incorporating an AI feature to the app, that's something I dream of constantly. That may not be what the audience wants. So I think that what we should focus on the next during the next months is continue communicating with our audience, listening to them, and understanding would be what is what they want and is really helpful to them.
Yeah. Because we're talking about the audience and everything, I actually want to know what are the marketing, like what's your take on marketing for Alaya these days? Are you guys posting on Instagram or social media, or is it more generic marketing and organic marketing that you guys are doing? What's the marketing take on it?
Marketing, that is something that I also have had to learn throughout the years, at least the basics, because
Yeah.
I have no skill sets related to marketing. But um, something I would say that I have learned is that marketing, it changes, it evolves and changes
Yeah,
constantly.
every single time.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, like there are general concepts that remain the same, but maybe how you execute them, it's constantly
Mhm.
changing, and it can be overwhelming if marketing is not your thing.
Yeah.
But what we are doing, and this is and also since it's changing, you always have to be refining your strategy, because it may just
Yes.
work and then it's not working anymore, then you have to find the next thing. And we are in the middle of that process actually. But I think that social media marketing is the main way we raise awareness of the brand and let people that we exist. Instagram, we've been doing a little bit of TikTok, but mostly Instagram. I think that's where our audience hangs out
Mm-hmm.
mostly.
Yeah.
We're also we're working with the team to improve our email marketing efforts. That's
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
important. You nurture your
Yeah.
audience there, and and also through social media we're going to start some interview series and creating more dynamic content that hopefully will help us reach other audiences and continue to raise awareness and generate leads.
Yeah, I love the idea because okay, so you actually said the social media, sorry, the email marketing. So I am on Alaya app and I downloaded it. I was going through it, doing my research on the application. I think it went 1 week that I didn't, put in the journaling feature. I wasn't using that. I got an email. I was like, why is Alaya emailing me? And then I realized, oh, it's a marketing email. They want me to go back to the application. They want me to put in my journal, daily journal entry. So I was very
Please.
intrigued by it. I was like, okay, that's really nice. I like it.
Yes, it's all about keeping the user engaged and reminding them to go
Yeah.
back and resume their journey with the app and nurturing that user.
One thing that I really,
Yeah,
really like
you're right.
about Alaya is that you have this option where you can just set notifications for yourself, and then you get notified that hey, it's your time, that you can use
Yeah.
Alaya, listen to like a video, listen to some soundscapes, add a general entry, just do something for you. It's like your own you time. So that to me really stands out.
Yeah, yeah, that's nice. I really like that you can sync those reminders with your calendar, so you actually put yourself on your calendar. Because if I don't know about you, but if I don't right? I don't put my workouts in my calendar. They're not going to
We're
happen.
not
Everything
going
has to be
to. Every single
every,
time, I agree with that.
yeah,
Every single time
yeah.
it happens.
Yeah, you have to make an appointment with yourself to work out or to log in the app and make that time for you to cultivate your mindfulness practice or whatever you are using the app for. But that's something I really like. It makes it more doable.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Definitely.
110%, I agree. I love the notification feature as well, because I did get notifications as well as the email. And the notifications were more, it was a reminder of, I signed up on this application for a reason, and it's asking me to come back and fulfill that, which I love, because I was literally in middle of, doom scrolling on Instagram. I was like, I'm just gonna send reels to my best friend. I'm not gonna do anything else. But at the same time, when I got the notification, I was like, I'm just wasting my time. Why not just go on the application and do something for myself? Which was really
Yeah,
nice. I love
yeah. Well, I'm glad. I'm
that.
glad it helps.
Yeah. What is your favorite feature about the application, Jasmina?
Um, I would say that the journaling feature, I really like it. I remember I had this idea of how can we incorporate a journal into the
Yeah.
app, and the team really outdid themselves. Like they created this journaling where you can not only uh, write, type what you want, but also add photos and voice notes and doodles. So it gives you so much ways to express yourself, because that's what you sometimes really need, just a moment to
Yeah.
let it all out. And you don't have to carry a notebook in your purse. You don't have to wait until you get home and do it before bedtime. You can just uh, write your whatever you're feeling or thinking down when you're thinking about it on your phone.
Yeah.
And that is
Yeah.
something I really like. I'm a person who I I reflect a lot. Like I'm always
Mm.
have like this deep thoughts or I'm very
Yeah.
emotional and uh, I think this is better than writing a long Instagram post.
100. Oh,
Just
yes. Yes. It's better than ranting in front of thousands of people, instead of, you just go on your application and quietly be
yeah.
like, dear diary, today I ate ice cream today.
I wasn't supposed to. I had gym, but I skipped gym. So I ate ice cream.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's I would say that I love the app, but that is something I love about the app, and also some of the sessions are include journaling exercises guided by the therapist. So when you are in the session, you can just click on the little journal icon, and that takes you to the journal and answer the questions that were asked in the session, and then go back to the session. I think it's pretty neat.
Yeah, it is. I loved it. Plus, I also like the fact that it's very user friendly. Like, it's not very complicated. There are a lot of features available in the application. However, they're very minimal. So whenever I go on the
Mm.
application, I don't get confused whether I have to go open this page or that page, or do I have to go here or there. It's very minimal and very user friendly. So it's very easy for you to, for anyone who's new to the application, to understand the application. It's very easy for that. I love that.
Yeah, yeah, no, I'm glad you think that. And that is something I believe we discussed at the beginning when we had our first meetings, that we this app is supposed to be a tool to help women deal with the stress that they are experiencing
Yeah.
in their day to day. We don't want their stress management tool to stress them up even more. So we wanted the app to to have a calm vibe to it, to not be
Yeah.
overwhelming. It has happened to me when I was at the beginning tried some other mindfulness apps that you
Mhm.
open them and you don't know what to do because they just bombard you with so many options. And while that is great to have a lot of options and content, it can also be very stressful. And
Yeah.
I would just close the app and like just
Yeah,
never
I
mind.
would rather, yeah, yeah, I would rather just close the application, open Candy Crush, and just play the game. That's much more relaxing for me.
Yeah, yeah. So that's something we were very intentional about that.
Yeah, another thing that is always fascinating to me about Alaya is how Jasmina was able to have those meetings with us, right? Remember, right at the beginning, and then go through the process of being a mom, making sure that you were there for your kids. So that's like true women power. That to me is like women power.
Oh, thank you so much, Hams. Thank you very much. Yeah,
Give
it's
yourself a pat.
You deserve it.
no, thank you. It really means a lot because I think that women, well, everyone, not only women, we're juggling a lot of times, but women, we tend to carry more of the household responsibilities,
Hmm.
Yeah,
and and balancing that, even if you're not a mother, if you care for
Your
an elderly
parents.
parent, right?
yeah,
Or even if you don't, women tend to are the ones who take care of cooking for the
Agree
most
with.
part, or
yeah,
cleaning the house, or
Yeah,
other type of responsibilities at home, and balancing that with career, with a social life, and with trying to work out, take care of yourself.
yeah,
It's a lot. And I think that we don't give ourselves enough credit for all the things that we do because it's not easy. It's rewarding when you did it, but it wasn't easy.
yeah. Actually, I actually want to, say this here that I am so impressed by you, Jasmina. I know that you're a mother, you're a wife, you also have an application, you have a PhD degree, you made sure that you complete your education. It's so inspiring when I see women like you out there, juggling, making sure that they whatever task they're doing, they're giving their best to it, and I am so proud of you. Like, you did
Oh
it,
gosh,
girl.
thank you.
I
Thank you
love
so
it.
much. You guys are so uplifting and so sweet. We should do this more often.
We
definitely.
should definitely do this more often.
This
Yeah, I
making
agree.
me, I feel so good after this. But
Was
no,
the whole
it's
point of this podcast. That is what we wanted to do. Just make it up.
oh, this is great. No, it's hard. I really haven't, and I admire so much other women in my life that are also doing so many things, and as I mentioned, not just mothers, but so many other inspiring women and friends in my
Yeah,
life that have their own businesses, or they're going back to school, to grad school, or they are
yeah.
starting a podcast. I am
Oh,
always very impressed with how other people in my life, especially women, just are doers and start things
yeah,
and go after their
yeah.
dreams, their goals, and that's exciting and inspiring.
110%. I love that. I want to know, Jasmina, what is the one advice that you would give to someone who wants to start an application or wants to build an application? or is thinking about building an application but is scared, or has those hundred of overthinking questions in the mind saying, oh my god, should I even do this, should I not do this? What is that one advice that you want to give to them?
Just one. Hmm.
Oh, you can give many, as many as you want.
I
I
would
love
say
having
that
yeah, go
no,
ahead.
I would say that the most important, not uh, very practical thing is talk with people. If you have an idea in mind, and I wish I knew these things when I was starting. Sometimes we have this idea and we fall in love with the idea and we start doing things without talking to people.
Hmm.
And I would say that that is the most important thing, to really understand who your target audience is and then go and talk to them. Ask them about their day, what keeps them up at night, and really try to create something for that person that would really help them, not just something that you think will help them.
Yeah.
And just one more thing, if you're not a developer and you're looking for an agency to partner with, something that is key is to make sure that this team is able to take your vision and your idea and elevate it, take it to the next level. You don't want to work with anyone who is just going to do the exact things that you have in mind, unless you are like this genius. But they are most probably they are the experts. So you want
Mm.
collaborators and innovators that are going to transform your idea in the best possible version of itself. And that is something I learned the hard way. Yeah, so that is a very important advice that I would give to anyone.
Yeah, in short, you need to find someone like AppVerticals and you need to hire them to help you out with that.
Yeah, no, it's important to it,
Yeah.
it feels, it may sound obvious, but if you're just getting started, it may not be what you're thinking of. You may be thinking of finding an agency that fits within your budget,
Uh-huh.
or but that's not, because at the end of the day it can be more expensive if
Mm-hmm.
True.
you hire someone for a few $1,000s, but then the
Yeah.
work is not really
Up to the
great.
mark. Uh-huh.
Yeah, you have to then hire someone else who is going to
To
charge
fix
you
that.
what is really and you're going to waste time, spend more money. So I think that that is what I would focus on: understanding your audience and making sure you partner with the right team.
Hamza, what advice would you give to someone who's starting now?
That's a really good question. I think the answer is in the question. I think you should just start now. Starting later is always going to just bundle up inside of you and keep bubbling.
Yeah.
You, if you want to take a decision, whether it's business or something in life, you just need to take a leap of faith, as we all do in our lives at some point, and just actually execute. And then ways get made themselves. You just happen to find yourself in good company. You happen to find this good idea. Just thinks the universe just conspires to help you then.
I agree. I think that's something, a trait in entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs, anyone who is starting something, is
Hmm.
Yeah.
that level of delusion, like the Lulu. You're that
Yeah.
things are going to work. Like you don't know, things may not be working. You may not have enough money, but
But
you
things
believe
will work out.
that it's
Yeah.
going to work, and that belief is what keeps you going until you make it, or if not, at least you tried. But
Yeah, you
if
have
you
the
don't have
experience.
that, yeah,
Uh-huh.
if you don't have that level of delusion,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
would be
So
hard to stay motivated.
yeah, so anyone who's planning to start build an application, you need to be delusional. Don't listen to anyone who's out there telling you not to be delusional. You have to be delusional. You have to learn it. If you're not going to be delusional, anyone who's because I find, if you're starting something out of the it's something that's new, and it's an idea that no one else had, people are going to be there and they're going to tell you, it's not going to work out, it's not going to,
The
you're going to
naysayers.
face this issue, you're going to face that issue, exactly. But you need to be that level of delusion, you have to have that level of delusional where you'll be like, yeah, I know it's not going to work out, but it's okay. I know, I'll make it work out. I'll make it happen. It's okay. And eventually, somehow, I don't know how the universe works, but somehow it will work out, and it will, if nothing, if for example, if the application is not a success, you just got the experience of it, you can, start again. You can always go back and start again, which is something that I tell every single person, that it's okay, take that risk, take that opportunity that you have, take that that idea that you have, you need to work on it, you can do it. There's nothing stopping you except for yourself, that's it.
Yeah, that is true. And I think that sometimes we let the opinions of others hold us back. Last year,
Yeah.
I came across this phrase that has really stayed with me. Do not be afraid to be seen trying. I
Oh
love it because
yeah.
it's so beautiful, because that sometimes we think, oh, they're gonna think that I'm cringy. Yeah, and you let those possible potential thoughts, because you don't even know if people are thinking that. People don't
Yeah,
care. People are dealing with their own things, so we should not
exactly,
let
they're
that
so
hold
busy
us
dealing,
back.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, from putting us ourselves out there in social media. If you want to be a creator, if you want to build your personal brand, if you want to start a company, if you want to go to grad school, if you want to break up with that toxic
The gags. Yeah.
guy, like, do whatever you think it's best for you, that you want to do. Don't think about
Yeah,
the other people. They don't pay for your rent, for your bills, for
Very
anything.
true.
exactly.
Just try.
Yes,
And even if you try something and it doesn't work, at least you know you tried and you move on with your life.
And that's like
yeah.
100% better than everyone else who just says, hey, you shouldn't do that. And then they aren't doing anything by themselves. So,
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just reminded me of this one reel that I just saw before this podcast. It was literally this one person who was like, everyone keeps telling me that I can do it better than you. Then why are you not doing it? Why are you not doing it? Why is it that
Yeah.
I am doing it but you're not doing it?
yeah,
You keep telling me that I can do it better. Still, I haven't seen you do the stuff that I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So people will always talk
That's
about
true.
it. They'll always, yeah. So it's just something.
Yeah.
It's okay. You have to be delusional for it.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I think that a lot of times when people, if someone criticizes you, there's a good chance that that person is not doing like anything, is not trying anything new or really challenging. Because what I've seen is that when you know how challenging something can be, going to grad school, motherhood, starting a business, you start to develop more compassion uh,
Uh
to
huh.
for others who are doing the things, because you know
Doing
how
it.
hard it is. So I'm not there just criticizing other people. I'm always very inspired, and I have so much respect for anyone starting anything, because starting anything is just hard.
So, Jasmina, tell me, how can people, viewers who are watching this right now, can find you and Alaya? How can they get in contact with you?
Well, you can visit our website, allayya.com, ALLAYYA, and there you can download our app, or you can follow us up in on Instagram at Allayya Wellness. And yeah, if you haven't downloaded the app, just try the apps and leave us a review if you can. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I'm vouching for the application right here. I've used it. It has helped me as well. I know that my company made it, helped build the application, but I am actually, as a customer, as a client, I'm actually going to say this, that I love the application. It has all the right features available, and you should definitely go, and it's available on App Store, it's available on Google's Play Store, so you can go ahead and download the application now. Support the girl, support Jazmina, show some love, drop some comments on her Instagram, and we would love it.
thank you so much.
Perfect. Any final thoughts, Jazmina, before we wrap this up?
No, this has been amazing. I think that anyone listening to them, just I would like to repeat myself and just remind people to not let anyone or your fears of judgment hold you back from doing whatever it is that you want to do. If whether that is going back to school, creating uh, becoming a creator, an influencer, if that's your thing, or building your app, whatever it is, don't let that idea hold you back. And also always try to build your community. I am trying to do that. I just moved to Houston, and I want to do that better now that I moved than how I did it when I moved from Panama to Dallas. That
Uh-huh.
I I didn't do that. I didn't really know that as a concept of community. I don't think we talk about that in Panama
Yeah.
like that, or not when I was growing up. That was not something I would think of. But now I understand the power of community, how important it is, and especially if you are an entrepreneur, find your people.
The thing that I really, really want to hear from you. I know English isn't your first language or your native language, so I would love to hear something from the heart, from in your native tongue, whatever you want
Oh yeah, I
our
would love
listeners
that.
to listen to.
Yes.
So,
Yes,
something
Jasmina, go for
inspiring,
it.
something cool. Yeah, exactly.
This is the first time in any podcast that I have ever asked to say anything in Spanish. Um, Let me think.
Take your time and no pressure.
No pressure.
I think that what I'm gonna translate after
Yeah.
I'm done. Quisiera agradecerles al equipo de AppVerticals por todo el apoyo que me han brindado durante este tiempo en que hemos trabajado juntos. Ha sido un placer trabajar con ustedes, y espero poder continuar con esta colaboración por mucho tiempo más. And what I just said is that I'm very thankful to the AppVerticals team for all the support that you have provided, and that and for the work that we have been doing together. And I hope that we can continue to collaborate for many more time. So thank
Many.
you.
Oh,
Gracias.
Yeah,
that's so
that's
nice. I
lovely.
love that. Yeah, Hamza, I want to know from your side as well, any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
Yeah, just want to say download the Allayya application. Make sure you get the subscription as well. We need to fund this. We need to make this big. Make this big so that other people can use it. So yeah, that's what I want to say.
Ah, perfect. I love that. I
Thank you.
think that's it. Thank you so much, Jasmina, for joining us. It was a pleasure having you on the podcast. You as well, Hamza. I
Thank you.
love connecting. I love this podcast. I know there are clients that gonna, call me after this and be like, "You said this to us as well." But this has been one of my favorite podcasts so far to shoot. I love the application. I love the vibes. I love how interactive it was. And yeah, I again, thank you so much for being on our podcast.
No, thank you so much for to both of you, and also very thankful to my daughter because I think she stopped crying because she was crying at the beginning, so she understood the
Yeah,
assignment. And
he's sleeping now.
yeah, she's sleeping, and but that's what it takes, trying to do it all. And but yeah, very thankful for this opportunity. This was amazing.
Let's catch up in like a couple of months when we have like a new app out
Yeah,
there.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, for
110%.
sure.
I would love that.
Thank you guys.
Thank
Take
you, thank you.
Okay, and that's a cut.